Yo, what is up, everyone? This is Ice and Dixon, episode number 7. I'm Ice. With me, as always, is Dixon. How are you?
Ice, doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Actually, it's kind of funny right now because I have been doing some work around the house and I've been cleaning out all this trash. So I'm literally like, I have my computer up against the desk and I'm literally just surrounded by trash right now. So
What kind of work you been doing?
it just honestly just cleaning. I mean, like I have so much bullshit in my house because I've moved. I've moved so many times, and it's just like oh, I guess it's time to clean out the closet. I don't even know how the hell I fit this much shit in there because there's like mountains. Like I turn around, there's mountains of trash behind me, and it's like an impending doom of like all the shit that I bought in my life that I never use.
Look at you, king of the trash pile. Pretty impressive.
Oh god, I can't
That's
stand it.
I could definitely relate to that. I mean, I've moved, one single time in my life, and it's when you look at the stuff you have, it's like, why do I have this stuff? At times, it's like, what the heck was I thinking when I bought this?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? Like, why do I have all this? And I take it from like place to place. I'm like, what am I even doing with this stuff? Why do we even have it?
Yeah.
I haven't used it in like 6 years. So I'm emptying out these totes. It's going right in the trash because I don't know if you do this thing too, but I have the habit of like, oh well, I pick something up. I'm like, maybe I could use this like later.
Yes,
And
definitely.
it's like a ratty like like charging cable from an iPhone 5. I'm like, maybe I could do something with it. And it just piles and piles up. But now I'm just right in the trash, right in the trash.
Look at you, starting fresh, 2022.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to get rid of my stuff. I moved out of my storage unit, like all the stuff that I had there,
Yeah.
and that just went right in the trash too. I literally needed a dump trailer. That I was embarrassed. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Well, here's my baseball glove from grade school. Like, maybe I could use that again. Like,
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
I
know.
could. Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's utter complete nonsense, and I don't know. I was in that mindset like, hey, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna use it. I'm never using that ever again. And now downstairs, I think I have 2 totes of like kitchen supplies or something like
Oh
that.
wow.
So that's next on the chopping block. But we gotta empty out the studio first before we move to that.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Well, think about we just talked about last week about the cash envelopes and the saving system. I mean, that
yeah.
should end up, getting rid of the storage units should definitely bolster those envelopes.
Oh my god. Yeah. You know how much storage units cost? They're a rip.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like $1 a square foot.
Jeez, there's $1 million idea. Just open up a storage unit.
Oh, you know what, Dixon? That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe we're in the wrong line of work. Maybe podcasting isn't for us. We just open up
Maybe.
storage unit. Maybe. No,
The way things are
we could.
going.
It's gonna catch on. The thing with YouTube, you literally just have to keep going.
Right.
And I was talking about this. This is a fun fact for everyone. Everyone listening, they could take heed in this. Only it's around 12 to 13% of YouTubers get to 1,000 subs. Did you know that?
Really? No, I had no idea.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think it's higher because I think when you're on YouTube, you see all these videos that get suggested to you, and they're from people that have like 100,000 subs or like 500,000 subs or like a million or something like that, and that's all you see. So it's like you're kind of blinded. You're like, okay, there's just all these big creators on here. If I do this, then I could blow up like immediately. But it's really not even the case. So
Interesting.
yeah,
It's
just
funny
a
because
little fun fact.
yeah, because I was looking at candle review videos the other night, and
Okay, new
this
new new thing I didn't know existed. All right.
and this guy has like 2,000 subscribers, and it's really just basically candle reviews.
No way. So he has 2,000. I'm really surprised. You could find an audience for anything. Now, like,
Yeah.
has he been doing this for a while?
I didn't scroll back that far. I was looking for the review on one very specific candle, so I just happened to notice his subscriber count at the bottom.
That's what were you doing? What were you doing searching reviews of candles for?
Well,
I just have to ask.
I'm a candle boy. I appreciate. I love a good candle.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And
I
yeah,
totally agree. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
no, absolutely no. That's the thing. So I probably have, I don't know, 50 candles I haven't even burnt yet, but most of them are those Bath and Body Works, which are good, but they
Hmm.
last like 1 hour if you really burn them. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and they throw a lot of scent, which is great. But I guess there's different tiers of candles. However, the issue, I guess the thing is with Bath and Body Works is like it's a cheaper grade wax, and the reason why it's a cheaper grade wax is because I guess it holds on to fragrance longer. So a lot of these
Mm.
luxury brands or these higher end brands of candles, and you're talking anywhere from like 30 bucks to like probably like $200, maybe even more.
What?
Yeah, it's insane. They have a higher quality of wax, but I don't know how their throw is when you talk about candle terms like throw. How far do they throw their fragrance?
This is pretty interesting. I didn't know that there were all these like technical terms because I love candles myself, and I also have like a dozen candles that I've never burned that I buy that like I go to the store, I'm like, oh, this smells good. But that Bath and Body Works, you're absolutely right. Like the throw on that. Look at me, I'm already learning stuff.
Look at you, you're picking things up.
The throw on that is fantastic. I don't think I've gotten maybe like a Yankee candle, but like
Right.
nothing else really has the throw that Bath and Body Works does. I like their scents.
That's what it seems like, but I'm trying to, I'm trying to mature my candle collection. It's like bubblegum cotton candy 2021, like like sugar plum dreams. I'm thinking, like, I don't know, I want something more like masculine, something really like musky and woody.
Yeah, you need
And,
like moss and sagewood or something like that.
yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need. You need like moss and sagewood, and because it's like you want that masculine saying. You want thing like, oh, here I am. I'm doing business. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're in that grind set now, so that's like that's a very sigma that's a very sigma male thing to do. Like to
Upgrade your candles.
Upgrade candles, focus on your grind set. Yeah, I think you know what?
Yeah, man.
I bet if I lit a candle while we were doing the show, it'd put me like in the zone even more. I think.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Turn
Yeah.
the lights down like a little bit, and like have the glow of the monitors, but just have that candle
Yeah.
going. Some
More
sagewood and like
vibe.
leather. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Well, that sounds delicious. That Frank was sagewood and leather. That sounds fantastic.
Let's
If I
start
saw that right now, I'd buy it.
let's start developing candles too. We'll do that.
Ice and Dixon candles.
It's gonna be this huge like conglomerate that we just have all these little like spin-offs.
That's awesome. Love it.
Oh man. So I guess what are we talking about today, Dixon? I already know, but the fans don't know. So
Well, these are a story in a couple that we've been following closely since the first episode, and it was sort of a groundbreaking event. But Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, and Megan Fox got engaged.
yeah,
Which is
I saw the proposal. I saw it all go down.
And it's really interesting to me because, Megan Fox posted this thing on Instagram. And, so it starts out with, and you already know how it's going to start out with because it's Megan Fox and MGK. But it starts out with this line. In July of 2020, we sat under this banyan tree. so,
Oh my God. Oh, I read this thing that you're talking about too. It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. And the follow up, the line after is, "We asked for magic." It's just funny, but I love it because it's supposed to be like this spontaneous thing that they're getting engaged, and but it seems like there's all these different candle. Excuse me. There are a lot. I'm looking at the video right now. There are different. Looks like there's some sort of candle lighting, but it appears that it's in the staircase itself.
Yeah, so you weren't wrong.
Yeah, right. I'm kind of wondering what the scents are that they're emanating, but there's these different camera angles that are happening. It's like behind MGK's back, and then an aerial view, and then a side view. So obviously, this was definitely organized and pre-planned to the nth degree, as they say.
Yeah, 100%. It's just funny that she said that because like I was looking at it too. There's like you said, there's all these camera angles, and he's like lining her up perfectly to be in the shot. They're like standing next to each other. I'm like, come on, man.
This is like probably like an hour and a half evolution by the time they get the camera angles right, and she's positioned, he's positioned, and they kiss.
Yeah, probably, yeah. MGK's. Are we good? Are we in shot?
Yes.
We in focus? Everyone good? I'm gonna give her the ring now, okay? Like,
that's
hit
exactly what it
record,
is.
everyone. Yeah, that's.
And I guess that's no big deal
unbelievable.
because they're both entertainers. They're into this thing. But so the post goes on, and I'm curious to see. And you hate to be like this, You have MGK and you have Megan Fox, right?
Hmm.
And Megan Fox at one point, I mean, everybody was obsessed, and they probably still are. People still are obsessed with Megan Fox. That Megan Fox is the hottest girl of all time. You had that. Remember what was that like when we were in high school? That Megan Fox started to come onto the scene, and everybody was so obsessed with her as the hottest girl of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah, she
Yeah,
definitely, and it for me it started with Transformers. That's how I found out about her. I think that was,
Transformers, right? That was the big thing. Was Transformers,
yeah, I
right?
think that was for most people, and she just became like the poster girl for all this like all this attention. Like she was the
Right.
hottest girl. She was the
She
focus of that. Yeah.
Right, she was the girl.
Yep.
And so she's doing her thing, and MGK is successful in his career, it seems, and she's successful. So, after she says we asked for magic, there's the follow up is we were oblivious to the pain we would face together in such a short, and the word is frenetic period of time.
Short and
And
frenetic. Yeah.
yeah, frenetic.
Now what does that even mean?
What does that mean to you? What is frenetic? Number one, what does the word frenetic mean to you? Drop down in the comments what you think frenetic means.
Yeah, please.
We need some clarification. And then the other thing is though is that you have these. They're both celebrities. They're both doing their thing, and obviously they have a personal component to their lives. But evidently, one of these things, this event that is one of the most personal things you could probably experience, is getting engaged to someone. Is this groundbreaking, highly choreographed event? So I'm wondering what the pain that they had experienced together could have been that brought them so close together.
Then yeah, that's what kind of caught my eye too. Like what is this pain that she's talking about? Like what happened between them that brought them to closer together? This pain that she's talking. Do you have any idea?
I don't know. Every time I see them, they're with that Khloe Kardashian, or they're out, and
Uh,
and MGK has those. It has at one point I saw a photo of her and MGK together. MGK has had these nails that were like 6 inches long, like another finger attached to his fingernail.
wait, what?
There was like an acrylic nail.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was like shocking. I mean, like I said, it's 2021, so it's gender fluid, gender bending, and all these
Oh
things
yeah.
happening. So I guess that's what it is. But by all accounts, he seems very straight.
Yeah, I would assume so, but I'm actually looking at these nails right now. Sorry, I was a little taken
Yeah,
aback by the name.
yeah,
I was
that's
like,
exactly
what?
what happened to me when
It's
I
like,
saw
what
it.
is
Yeah,
happening here? So,
exactly. Yeah,
so you were saying that he was with the Khloe Kardashian and everything while her and MGK were together, right? Are you
yes, they're
trying to
like.
are you trying to insinuate that there was some kind of like drama? Like, was that the pain between them? Like, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. Well, you have they are friends with Kardashian and Travis Barker. Of
Mm-hmm.
Blink 182 fame, and we talked about this previously. Is that you have Travis Barker and you have MGK, or these pretty like I don't know. You hate to be like this trailer park looking dudes, like just hanging out.
Yep.
Hey, Dad, could I bum $20 for gas? Like that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you have Megan Fox. So I think Megan Fox has some nasty girl tendencies, some trashy tendencies. Which I think is kind of her appeal in a
Mm-hmm.
way. But I think the two of them together, could there have MGK and Machine Gun Kelly, and then you have Kardashian and Barker being together, being friends? Could there have been some underlying things? Because for the most part, you think about Khloe Kardashian, everything's made sense. She was with that Scott Disick, who was kind of a douchebag. That was a big thing on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. How
Oh yeah.
Disick was, yeah, that kind of made sense. He had
Mm-hmm.
some cash. He's L.A. whatever. These two with these men don't make sense at all.
No,
So
absolutely
it's
not.
almost like yes, it's almost like is there a competition to out trash the other person?
There, there might be. I have a hard time putting all of this together because I don't understand the relationship to begin with, so I can't really even I can't put it together. I can't put together how these two came together, had this wishing for magic under this whatever fuck tree. Like the whole thing is just a tornado in my head that just doesn't make any sense.
Makes
So
no sense at all.
so I could see them saying that there was going back to the whole pain thing. I could totally understand that because there probably was some rough patches because I feel like these I don't know. They say that they're in love. Are they in love or are they in lust? Like that's what I think
Yeah.
when I see these two people and their displays of affection. Like they just seem like two like horny like high schoolers or something that are that are like just that are just getting together for the first time in their lives, and they've been dating for like they're the kind of people that are celebrating like 1 month anniversaries. That's what that's what
Yes,
Megan Fox
yes.
and MGK seem like to me.
Yes, 100%. It's funny because the post right below it, I mean, the initial glance is, oh, wow, Megan Fox is looking like a smoke, like a
Oh yeah,
smoke show straight up. And the last two photos, there's MGK, and he's got like sort of this spaghetti ramen noodle hair kind of happening.
that's a
And
perfect way to put it.
yeah, right? And he has this, it looks like he has some sort of acrylic nail on his pinky
This.
finger. And
Oh yeah.
there's a chain attached to her pinky finger, and they're posing being attached via their nails with the chain. And it looks like MGK has some sort of like retainer on the bottom of his lip. It's like one of those press-on, stick-on tattoos, and it's right on his chin.
That's that. That's that. This whole thing is bizarre. I don't understand it.
And then speaking of pain, it looks like there's maybe it's a tattoo, like this red line right on his throat, like right through his Adam's apple, everything. Like it's almost like a scar, but it looks like it's a tattoo.
Oh my, we're really gonna have to put these pictures up so people can get like a visual of what's going on. And to go to the
It's
first thing,
insane.
I see I see the nail thing, and so okay,
Yeah.
clearly that's a coke nail that he has,
Yes.
which
Yes.
is
A big Coke thing. Yes.
yeah. So maybe that tossed into some of the pain that they've had together. You know, struggling with the coke addiction. I don't know.
They've been strung out this whole time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it's such a bizarre thing. Like why you're chained at the coke nail? Like what are you what are you trying to convey with this? What the hell is going on here?
Regardless of the size of their lines, I guess they're always going to be together based on the Coke nail.
Wow, I like
You know.
I like that.
So then on the engagement post,
Yeah.
she goes through a couple different things. There's not much there. Um, she ends it with dot dot dot, and then we drank each other's blood.
Now that's the big thing. That's the big thing.
Yes,
Because
it's a big thing.
I was kind of I was kind of at first I'm like, well, is this a joke? But then at the same
Right.
time, I thought that they have done this. They did some kind of blood pact prior to this, didn't they?
Oh God,
No, didn't.
yeah, that's wild, man.
Well, no, didn't they have vials of blood like around each other's necks or something like that?
I don't know. I have no idea. That makes sense. I mean, in reality, I mean, none of it makes sense, but that makes sense totally.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, like, do you think that that's true? Do you think that they actually went out and did that?
Oh, here you go. Yeah, here you go. So here's a follow up. Fox already wears Kelly's blood in a necklace.
Yes.
That seems like, and then the follow up on the articles. So this seems like a logical next step, which is true because none of it makes
Yeah.
sense, but this totally makes sense. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you're already wearing the blood of your the blood of your lover, which is, just sounds absolutely sounds like something out of like a medieval fantasy or something like that.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
like you're in Game of Thrones or something. But so he's wearing the
Yes.
blood of is it Megan's blood or is it Kelly's blood?
So is it Megan Kelly's blood?
No,
So-
is it Megan Kelly's blood?
Whose blood is it? No, it's she wears his blood. It seems like.
Okay, so yeah, so it makes sense because then you go from that to just okay, well now we're like bonded together through engagement, through marriage or whatever. So now we have to drink each other's blood. I guess if you're a crazy person, it makes sense.
Yeah, I love how you say we have to drink each other's blood. Like it's totally normal. It's true. That's probably how they're thinking about it.
Dude, MGK, we're not doing this unless we drink each other's blood. We're doing it now.
Yeah, yeah. Like you're not even a real man if you don't drink each other's blood. Like totally, it's over.
They have to have a video of that. Like it has to be somewhere.
Yeah. Well, granted, how the whole thing is like choreographed and posted and angles and everything else. There's got to be a video of somewhere Megan Kelly or sorry Megan Fox drinking MGK's blood.
It's just absolutely bizarre for two bizarre people to do this. I don't know how you get in that headspace. I don't know how you get together like this and think it makes sense in your head. I don't understand. Under the freaking banyan tree is where it all started though, apparently.
If we can all go back to the banyan tree.
if we get, I would love to be a fly in the wall to just see what was a fly in the banyan tree, if you will, to see what the hell was going on there.
Oh my god! And I just thought about this. From an initial standpoint, you have MGK,
Hmm.
and so let's just say she said she takes Kelly's name. So it's Megan Kelly or Megan Fox Kelly. She would be MFK, which would line up totally with the alphabet: ABCDEFG.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh,
Megan
yeah.
Fox Kelly, MFK, and MGK.
Wow. How about that?
We carved MFK into each other's chest. Like, that's gonna be,
Under the banyan tree.
well, you know
Uh,
what? Good luck to them. These crazy kids. They're so in love. Friends of the
I
show.
I gotta tell you, I absolutely love following these people because it's so funny. It's just so funny to me that like no normal people would do anything like this. That's why I always have to ask
That's
what's
so
going
true.
on in these celebrities' heads. Where like maybe when you get that much money and fame, like your head just goes to crazy fucking places. You're just like, hey, yeah,
Yeah,
we're getting engaged under the banyan tree and we're gonna drink each other's blood, and like that's just us because we're famous, like, and that
that's just it. It's over.
yeah, it's over.
Maybe that's what the secret to life is. Is like what you go back to the banyan tree. Maybe we're missing something.
I think so. I really like this banyan tree. I feel like that could be the name of like a, could be the name of like that could be the name of like one of your scents, Dixon,
Oh
or
man, yeah.
the name of
Banyan
your
tree by Isa Dixon.
wow. Under it just is magic.
This is spot on. I cannot wait. I love it.
That's great. That's funny.
But
Well,
it's funny you say that. You love keeping up with the celebrities because I have some bad news.
oh God, what is it? What is it?
So there's a new study that suggests that people who are obsessed with celebrities and Hollywood gossip and everything else may be less intelligent than the average person.
I have to say, I absolutely agree with that.
Wow, wow, wow. Bold claim. You've heard it here first. This is big.
I'm just saying, and this is anecdotal evidence. I haven't read this study, but I could absolutely follow. I can't follow the logic of MGK and Megan Fox's relationship. I could follow the logic in this.
Right. No, definitely.
And I myself am definitely not obsessed with these crazy celebrities. I swear.
No,
I
yeah,
swear
me
I'm
either.
it's so funny to just like to look at these. But there are people that really really follow these people and they're obsessed and they go
Oh
to
yeah.
their shows and like that's all their news isn't like what's going on in the world. It's what's going on in the world of a celebrity and like that's all they care about.
Right. And I guess that from a objective standpoint, it kind of makes sense because I guess if you don't want to focus on what's going on in your real world or your real life, and you're just kind of in this fantasy world of celebrities, it kind of makes sense that maybe you're just maybe not less intelligent, maybe just like oblivious.
Yeah,
Just like you just ignore things.
I think yeah, exactly. I think you're wasting your brain power on something that does not matter at all, on someone who does not give a fuck about you. If you were dying in the
Yeah,
street next to them, it's
exactly.
like, and you're wasting your brain power on that. Like, I'm kind of a weird person, and when I look up stuff, I'll just be like, oh, let me search the Wikipedia on I don't know, like the solar system or something stupid like that,
Yes.
and I'll learn mindless facts about the solar system or like the unit or whatever.
Yes.
I'm not looking up like the last thing I'm looking up is like what Colin Kaepernick or whoever did today or Justin Bieber or something like that.
Right. And no, I'm with you too. Like like that's like a thing I do like before I go to bed. Like I'll be like, oh, I wonder what this is about, and I'll just type in the Wikipedia entry, and then somehow I get lost into this
Yeah.
pages and hundreds of pages of different things related on Wikipedia. And like I went to type in something about Wikipedia. I went to type in something to search, and it came up. I had an article open, Pope Innocent the Third on Wikipedia.
What I would love to know what kind of twisted rabbit hole led to that.
Yeah, no, I have no clue. But I actually saved it. I'm like, well, evidently I want to read this at
Yeah,
some point.
yeah, I guess something brought me here. It must be important. I don't know.
Pope Innocent the Third.
Just
What a douchebag.
just you'll just start like inject. You know when you learn something, you try to like inject it into conversations, even though you don't realize it. Like,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What's going on, Dixon? Ah, nothing. Hey, how about that Pope Innocent the Third?
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
It's like
Oh,
what? Excuse me.
the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of here.
Do you need to go home? Are you okay?
Definitely need some mental help. Seriously, immediately. But so
Yeah.
I guess there's some things to highlight in this study. But so it was published in BMC Psychology, which is I've never heard about, and says that there's a direct association between celebrity worship and poor performance on cognitive tests, measuring both literacy and numeracy. Right. But so here's something to consider. The study asked 1,763 Hungarian adults. Now, I don't know what they have
Whoa,
going on.
whoa,
Yeah.
hold on now,
Yeah.
whoa. Now
So I
this
don't know what
is
they have going on in Hungary. You
what is it? What is hungry? I thought that was a word. Is that a country? Or...
know? Evidently, it is. So you gotta keep it. I guess you gotta consider the fact that
Oh my
maybe they don't
god.
have a whole lot of stuff going on in Hungary, and maybe this is a big deal, like Kardashian, etc.
Yeah, and maybe that's all they got. Maybe they're just obsessed with like now. Does it say like who they're infatuated with? Is it like American celebrities, or is it just like because like you said, I don't know what the hell is going on in Hungary. Like what do they do over there?
So the question is they had participants had to answer yes or no to a series of statements on the celebrity attitude scale, including I often feel compelled to learn the personal habits of my favorite celebrity, and I am obsessed by details of my favorite celebrity's life.
Anyone who answers yes to any of that is just like I think you got problems, honestly. But
No, I would think
yeah,
so too.
yeah.
I
So
would think so
anyway,
too.
yeah.
So, but now it seems like it doesn't say like the issue I have with this is that I often feel compelled to learn the personal habits of my favorite celebrity. Okay, so maybe let's think about it. Like maybe you wanted to be a great guitar player, you know? So maybe you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what did Eric Clapton do before he went into the studio? You know? Or what did Jimi
Oh,
Hendrix do before he went on stage in Woodstock? So that's maybe a detail maybe I would want to know. Maybe just I want to know that. I didn't say like I want to know about Kim Kardashian's latest booty implants, something like that. Like, what I'm saying? Like maybe there's something to consider there without totally writing this off, but maybe not.
no, I totally get where you're coming from because that's a totally
Yeah.
valid criticism of that. Because yeah, like if you came up like let's say you're like you said like Eric Clapton, you wanted to learn how to do like guitar or something. Like, oh, okay, what did he do? What was his like?
Right.
What was his like life like? What did he practice? What was his daily routine for like for
Right.
honing this amazing skill? That's totally understandable. And you'd have to answer like, oh yeah, like if you follow like a bunch of great musicians and like you want to know, you're trying to like better yourself from that. Like, yeah, you're gonna answer yes to that.
Sure. Absolutely.
But then
So
you'd be ticked. You'd have a tick mark and like, oh hey, there goes Dixon. He's obsessed with the celebrity. Like that's how the study would see you. If I'm getting this correctly, right?
yeah, correct. I would think so too.
Okay.
And here's another question that we're on it, which totally changes, maybe totally throws out the theory that we just talked about.
Okay.
Another yes or no statement read, if I were lucky enough to meet my favorite celebrity and she asked me to do something illegal as a favor, I would probably do it.
Oh my God. No, are you kidding me?
Yeah, so that was one of the questions there. So evidently, if you answered yes to that, however, this evidently some people did because indicating that they had a lower performance on a vocabulary test and a digit symbol substitution test.
Wow. That sounds that's a digit symbol substitution test. I don't even know what that is, but
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I'm assuming it's some kind of like IQ test or something like that.
Yeah,
So I guess that these people aren't very logical, is what you're saying. Like if you're answering yes
that's what
to
it
that
seems like.
question, you have some serious issues. It kind of sucks that they did this in Hungary because like I can't picture like what a Hungarian person is like. Like if you said like they did it in the UK or like I don't know, even like Australia or something like that. I could picture
Right.
that person in my head. I could the people like that are in the news and stuff. Like I could see I could generate a stereotypical Australian person. Hungary,
Right.
not so much. I don't know if they're living in like I don't know if they're living in like no offense to any Hungarians that are listening to this. I don't know if they're living in shacks. I don't know if they're living in mud huts. I don't know if they're living in skyscrapers. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, what are the, yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what the logistical and infrastructure of Hungary looks like. Yeah, it seems just an odd place to do the study. But I think it's interesting that they had to do the IQ portion before they answered the celebrity questions.
Oh, okay. They had to do the IQ portion. Now that's pretty interesting, because
Yeah, I think
then
it's pretty interesting.
yeah, so then you isolate that, and then you go into like as your final like questions. I guess then they ask that.
Yeah.
Now, did they have any statistics on how many people answered yes to doing something illegal for a celebrity?
I don't see any statistics on that.
I would love to
However,
know that.
Yeah. So the follow up on it was that although our research does not prove that developing a powerful obsession with one's favorite celebrity causes one to score lower on cognitive tests, it suggests that it might be wise to carefully monitor feelings for them. So, evidently they want to continue this, and maybe they have a lack of focus, and they might be absorbed by the celebrity. So maybe that's where the logical and the IQ thing is correlating there.
Now, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and that I guess that kind of goes to what we were saying before, like your brain power. It's all shifted, and like that's at the forefront of your mind. It's not taking the test. It's you're just constantly thinking of these celebrities for whatever reason. Right. Yeah, that definitely. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I wonder what date this was done, because if it were on the day of MGK's engagement, I mean, I would be a little, distracted as well.
Yeah, because you were thinking about that, right? Like, you had the alerts set up and everything.
Absolutely.
I just want to say this really quick about Hungary. They're a very developed country, and we are stupid Americans for not realizing that. Because I'm looking at pictures. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures right now. They have pretty ornate buildings, very beautiful. Like, I would not, if you asked me to guess what was going on in Hungary, I would not think this. I'll tell you that.
You would not, but that's, for whatever reason, we're talking about Hungary, not the fact that, Hungry and hunger. I just picture soup, just like big buckets of soup. Just like people just eating just soup for hours, just around the street with a big bowl and a big pot of soup.
That makes a lot of sense. Maybe that's how they got their name. That makes a lot of sense. Really. That makes sense. Yeah, I could vibe with that, I guess.
Yes, so I mean, make of that what you will, but something we've probably alluded to, and I think is probably definitely true, is that if you're a celebrity obsession, maybe you need to shift your priorities.
Yeah, I think you gotta tone it back. Like there's better things in life. I would love to talk to someone who's obsessed with a celebrity. Actually, I think having an interview with someone like that would be very interesting to kind of get into their mind and like why are they this way. I feel like there's some kind of like weird cognitive like developmental issue that you need to latch on to someone who is successful, and I don't know, just consume your whole life with that. So it again doesn't make sense. And as Dixon said, you got to prioritize. You got to focus on other things. Better yourself. Don't worry about what someone else is doing.
Wow, look at that. That was very motivational for 2022. Thanks, guys.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
It was great. I mean,
thank you.
You think about it. It's there's a whole industry related to it. You have television networks and publications and websites. It's insane.
Oh, tied to the all of celebrities. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, wild. It's a whole industry.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is, and it's wildly profitable, I guess. At the with the work that these people do, and I guess I really do shit on celebrities a lot, but I guess they provide us one single thing, which is entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So you can go along in your boring life, but at the end of the day, you could sit down and watch some TV and see these celebrities doing stuff. So I guess there's a little bit of respect that you could have for these people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think you got to go out of your way to literally worship these people. That's what always confused me. But I mean,
I hear you.
I guess it's different if you really respect someone, like you said, like a great musician, like what are those guys, the Beatles or something? Like I guess you could.
Yeah. Yeah, I
guess you could respect them. I don't know.
Beatles, Euro trash.
Wow, you're gonna get a lot of people angry.
No, I like the Beatles. Beatles were my first love, really.
Yeah, no, I knew you were a huge fan of them. Well, you really like those Beach Boys, though. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I started out as a young boy,
A
listening to the
young
Beatles, and
young Beach Boy.
young Beach Boy myself. But yeah, I started listening to the Beatles when I was very young, and then I just kind of stopped listening to them. They just kind of fell off the radar.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what happens to me too. Like, I don't know if you remember, I was obsessed with that DMB. I'd be playing it
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
you were into Dave Matthews.
I'm sure everyone loved hearing that 20-minute long live from the gorge ants marching solo.
Live from the gorge. I don't really. I know less about Dave Matthews Band than anybody in the world. And even I recognize the live from the gorge. The whole thing. I remember that being a whole thing, a whole moment.
Yeah, that was a thing. But yeah, like, to go back to what you were saying, like, you kind of fall off. It's like I get addicted. Yeah. It's kind of like a lot of things in my life, but like I get like super invested in something. Like some kind of I guess there's probably horrible implications for what I'm saying, but like I get really invested in something, then I kind of drop it, and definitely 100% with like TV shows and artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like, which is a shame. I think it's probably because I listen to them so often, and it just kind of like burns me out, and I'm just like, oh, I'll listen to something else.
Not here. It's one of those things. Like I was recently, like I'm the same way with you. I'm either like 110% into something, or I just don't care. Like I don't even want to hear about it unless I'm like really into it. So like, talking about Wikipedia, like I started getting into Elvis, and like in one night I had the encyclopedia of Elvis like memorized, committed to memory, and like I was into Elvis for like 6 months. Then I haven't really listened to Elvis since.
That's so funny. I literally do the exact same thing with a lot of stuff like that. Get super invested, and then I kind of drop it. But did you know? I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't bring it up, but that's actually a symptom of ADHD. Did you know that?
I could believe that. No, I did not know that, but I definitely believe that.
And I'm not saying you have it or anything, but there's these things called like I'm not saying I'm not alleging. Okay. I mean, I think that I definitely do, but it's called like a hyperfixation. So you get super invested into something, you learn everything about it, you want to talk about it, blah blah blah, and then it lasts for like a month or something, and then you want nothing to do with it, and you just move on to the next thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. I always thought I was more on like the spectrum of things, in terms of my obsessions and how they work.
Oh yeah, I mean that could be too. I think everyone is a little what's the word? A little neurodivergent, I think.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is another thing that I took a lot of research into, because you ever see these? Oh man, I hate to start spiraling into something, but have you seen have you seen these people on TikTok saying that they're self-diagnosed with all of these neurodivergent things, and like, oh well, I have ADHD, I have dysphoria, I have autism, I have OCD, and like they'll list all this stuff, and it's just like it's turning into something. It's like it's frustrating because it's turned into something that like actually affects people, and it's like for clout online, which is bizarre to me.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a new thing that's been going around.
And this is all, they're not like actually getting a medical diagnosis or whatever. They're just saying like, this is what I have.
Yeah, and I think it's an attempt to like. I don't know, man. Twitter's weird. I don't even know like what they're trying to get at with this, but I think it's kind of like, well, you should feel sorry for me because I have all these things, and like you should treat me special. This is why I do this, and like this is why I have this quirk. So like you better respect that. When they legit probably have none of these things. It's just all self-diagnosed. But I don't. No, go ahead.
Why can't they just be like us, and like we kind of like make fun of it, like poke fun of it, like why is that a big thing, like that you need to like treat me special and respect me, and why is that a thing?
I don't know, because anyone who actually is neurodivergent does not like certain things that are like accompanied with neurodivergence are not fun. But then you have all these people that are like faking these things and acting like it's like cool. I don't know. I don't know why it's a thing. It's kind of like in the vein of like, you know how people put pronouns in their bios and stuff on Twitter? It's kind of like that. You got your pronouns, and then you got all of your neurodivergent self-diagnosis is, and then like that's pretty much what it is.
I was on a Zoom call the other day, and I don't work for a progressive company, but
Hmm.
somebody actually had their pronouns on their Zoom thing, like on their Zoom screen. They're next to their name.
Yeah, they're doing it at my place of work as well.
That's very interesting. But why do they need to know that? Well,
Yeah,
I guess if you're going to
I,
address them, I guess that's the whole thing. But
I guess, but like I'm never using pronouns when I email someone. Like, are you?
no, I don't. I say as little as possible, as quick as possible, and then follow up again because of course it gets ignored, and then the
Oh
cycle
my god!
repeats.
Don't even get me started. I cannot stand. Oh my god, we could probably do a whole entire episode on on email etiquette in the workplace. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
It really is, and I love to be like I love to throw as many corporate phrases as I can into an email at once, like circle back, touch base,
Yeah,
you know,
touch base.
touch,
Oh
touch
man,
base.
I can't. I'm drawing a blank. Like I do it all the time too because I
Yeah,
try to like sound formal but not too formal kind of
yeah.
thing. But yeah, oh, circle back. I'll
I always throw the word impact in there. Like I always say, like
yeah.
impact. Like what will have the most impact? Effective.
Oh, I love it.
Just like real, just buzzwords that like everybody like gets going. Like efficient is a big one. You know,
Yes, that's good.
I love how like these for like the phrase impact. This is a really ADHD autism spectrum moment. But the word impact, right? Oh, this will have a big impact.
Hmm.
Impact is actually a thing that blocks progress. Like if your drain is impacted, like
Yes,
there's no water going through your drain. The word
right.
is effect. Like it'll have a greater effect, right? With an E. It's not impact. But everybody's like, oh yeah, this will have a big impact. Well, that's great. You're just gonna have a big impact. Everything's gonna slow down. Yeah.
See now, I will tell you. This is kind of funny. This is one of my greatest flaws, and I don't know why I can't figure this out. But the reason that I use impact is because I don't know which effect to use. Is that
Oh yes. No,
like
that's
when I
definitely
say
valid.
yeah, like do I use the E or do I use the A? So I just say, oh, this will have a big effect. I'm like, this will have a big impact, and I'm like, okay, good enough.
I'm pretty sure if you're gonna use affect, like I will affect the change.
Yes.
Right. So I'm gonna affect. But
Okay.
so the affect, if I affect the change, the effect will be better.
Okay, that makes sense. So, but
Yeah.
what if you say something like, I have this had an this had an this had an effect on me. It would be E, right?
This had an effect on me. Boy, that's a really good one. This
Right?
had an
That's
effect on me. Yes, yes, it did. Yes, because the thing affected you, and the effect is what you're feeling.
okay.
Yes. So yes, this had an effect on me. Correct. Yeah, because
So
the
with the
thing
E, yeah.
that affected you is leading to the effect.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Okay. Affect me is the correct one. Yeah. That okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Wait,
It's
wait. E or A.
A.
This affected me.
The, I'm, I'm getting like bombarded with a bunch of different things on here to be honest with you. I don't
So I think if you're saying it affected me, affected me, it's a result of the affect of something else.
Okay. See, do you do you understand now why this is so confusing to me? And that's
Yeah,
why I'm like,
absolutely.
it's so frustrating. This is probably like an ADHD thing too, because I have like I've always been like, oh, I should look that up, and I just never do. And then it's like, boom, impact done, and then I send it, and
That's
then
awesome.
I'm like, you know what, fuck the A or the E. Impact is good enough, and then
I'm really concerned though about the emails that you're saying that
I
how
know.
affected you are.
Well, I didn't think about
At
this.
work. At work. I'm really affected by this. Wow. Okay, Matt. Here's our helpline.
Oh
Oh,
god, I don't even. It's funny because I can't think of an example now, but I know that I've used that so many times because I always think back to is it A or E, and then I just boom impact, and so
yeah.
there's been many a times, but yeah, that, don't worry,
No,
there
I'm with
don't
you.
no cause for concern though. I'm not being A or E affected in a negative way, I guess.
Well, thank God, Ice, because we need you here forever.
Wow, really appreciate it. Really need you here too.
Yeah, and we couldn't do it without each other, and here we are, 2022, another wonderful show
Yeah, it
in the
was
books.
great. Lucky number 7, and then 8 will be on the way next week. And I'm gonna upload this tomorrow, which will be Saturday for you listeners. So get ready for that.
Look out for it, and we'll just start planning MGK's wedding.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a great episode. We'll have to follow the whole thing. If it was like a live stream, I would 100% do like a live stream and like us watching it. That'd be so funny. But
man, that's definitely an idea.
I just want to hear the vows. I want to hear like what they're gonna say to each other. But I guess we'll have to wait for that. I guess.
Have to wait for that. Definitely involve a banyan tree. 100%.
I would. I would literally. I'd piss my pants laughing if that happened. That'd be the funniest thing.
Here we are at the end of the episode under the banyan tree. So.
And we're always, as always, wishing for magic.
Always, forever.
All right, guys. We will see you in the next one. Thanks for listening.
Peace.